my name is Paul, and I am the best talker. I couldn't believe it when Chris had exhausted all other options and decided to ask me to be his best talker. It's such a great honour and a sign of our friendship, and it means a great deal to be asked.
No props.
Firstly, on behalf of everyone here, I would like to say congratulations to Chris and Nikki, and to thank you both for making us all take the day off work to be here.
Hey.
As his best talker, I was going to write a poem for you, but I couldn't get big-eared one-bollock twat to rhyme with it. I've been given guidance from Nikki that there is a mixture of ages in attendance, and that the speech should suit the entire audience. So this speech has been adapted, and any sexual innuendo has been removed. I agree if there was anything of this nature in the speech, including anything of huge length, I would whip it out immediately. This resulting girth is now smaller, so it fits in perfectly. The speech's emotions will be up and down, in and out, and I'm hoping to finish off in a big way with a sudden gush of emotion over the happy couple.
Yeah!
So, here we are at the venue, and it is looking lovely. There's been a lot of speculation as to why the theme of today is peacocks. Well, it's a bit of a compromise between the bride and groom, because Chris really likes peas, and Nikki really likes peacocks. Now, it's the best man's duty to toast on behalf of the bridesmaids, but there are none. So, let us please have a joint toast to the best man and the maid of honour, Ben and Eva. Can we all be upstanding as well? Let's all have a big cheer, Ben and Eva. Now, I've been there, sit back down now. I've been there for some of the key moments in Chris's life. The first time he wore women's underwear, got arrested, had a first sexual encounter with a man, the night he met Nikki. Strangely, it all happened on the same day. Now, when writing this speech, it read, Chris did this, Chris did that, and unfortunately, no one really calls him Chris, or Christopher, unless his mother, or he's been a very naughty boy, but he has been a very good boy. So from here after, we will probably call him Veg. Now, for some people in the room that do not know Chris is Veg, his surname you now know is Virgin, and his aside, his middle name is Neil. It's a beauty. So Vegetable, as a nickname, I'm sure was a blessing. Now, I'm not going to stand here making cheap jokes about the surname Virgin. But Mr. and Mrs. Virgin, the only gig in town where the bride will be a virgin after the wedding night. In fact, every day you wake up, you'll be a virgin, no matter how hard you try. Quick joke, why wasn't Jesus born in the valleys? Couldn't find 3 wise men and a virgin. Controversial, I know that side of the What do you call a nun in a wheelchair? Virgin mobile. I do believe that every man should get married sometime. After all, happiness is not everything in life. I married way too young. She was Chinese. Looking at him now, you may not believe that Veg was not a pretty baby. In fact, he was the only baby in Tonga with live scratch shutters on his pram. From the internet. Chris has called himself the Brad Pitt of Tom, more like the armpit. Now, what can I tell you about Chris that hasn't already been said in gay times? Chris's teacher said he'd do much better at school if he stopped flirting. He immediately got off his lap. Did I already do my deja vu joke? Now, when I first met Christopher, we were in our prime, playing the field on top of our game. We were enjoying many sordid one-night stands. And may I say, it's wonderful that many of you could be here today. No one was safe, animal, vegetable, or mineral. We were colossal perverts. One night we were out, I saw Veg chatting up a cheetah. Thought he was trying to pull a fast one. My father was a man of few words, and I remember him saying to me, son, Chris, has many nicknames. However, with many aliases comes many jobs. Now, I don't think there's many jobs that the V-Man has left to tackle. He has been a mortgage consultant, a car salesman, a criminal law student, financial advisor, environment agency offer, rent boy, gay icon, estate agent, and of course, at the cutting edge of crane recruitment. He used to have a job as a pantomime horse, but quit while he was ahead. But, back to crane recruitment. Nicky and Chris met in the exciting world of cranes. To say it was uplifting is an understatement. They fell in love from a great height, developed through construction, building foundations, and always with a full load. Now, it was no surprise to me that Chris found himself in the crane industry, as he's always been attracted to swinging both ways. Now here we are at present day, painter and decorator, DIY guy. Do you need help with a tight screw, need help with a stiff pipe, or just oiling your knockers? You know who to call. As for his painting, no job too small, he's even willing to come and touch up your back passage. My fairy godmother once asked me if I'd rather have a long penis or a long memory. I forget what the answer was. Now this brings me on nicely to the next chapter. We know Chris is not renowned for his staying power. He went to a meeting for premature ejaculators and left early. But of course, Nicky, rest assured, this is all changed. Veg decided that he was going to travel to the other side of the world to find himself. Veg was going to become a traveller, go to Australia for at least a year, maybe 2. He may not come back at all. He's a female. After very 4 high-profile leaving dues, at least 3 leaving speeches, smaller mini soirees around the South Wales area, he left for the trip of his lifetime. A man that went travelling and returned before his leaving party buffet had got full. So Veg was back to stay, and who knew many years later we would be standing here today celebrating Chris not being able to leave. Remember, married men live longer than single men, but married men are a lot more willing to die. I won't lie to you, Christopher, marriage is tough, but with marriage comes perks. Stag do. Well, a special mention, it's already been mentioned, to One Direction over there, Mr. David Linus, who took up the mantle of the best travel agent and successfully arranged our recent trip to Blackpool. There's not much to say really, apart from I can confidently say no one ever wants to go back. I'm not exaggerating when I say every bar had a pole in it, even our hotel. This sounds exciting, yes, but unfortunately the only person I saw swinging around it was Veg in his baby pink gimp suit, complete with piss stain. Talking of pictures over there if you're interested. Talking of costumes, the highlight was on a Saturday when a group of middle-aged men dressed as cowboys rode into town like a scene from Brokeback Mountain, crossed with Last of the Summer Wine. Proud stallions up front with a couple of lame donkeys bringing up the rear with not much in between. What set out to be a scene from Magnificent Seven ended up like the Village People but camper. Which leads me nicely onto the next section. Now not all of you will know this, but Chris is lacking in the trouser department to the tune of 1. Now I have nothing against Chris's white ball, the problem is neither is he. Looking back, we can now laugh at it, and I'm grateful that we can, and I say this in all seriousness, and probably on behalf of all your friends. You showed more courage and resolve during that time, and for that I take my hat off for you. In spite of what you're going through, and thank God you're now entirely recovered, the only thing you lost was a bollock, and hey, that's why God gave us to you. So the marriage ceremony is over, both man and wife, and on to the reception, next step, honeymoon. Veg asked Nicky, where do you want to go for the honeymoon? She said, somewhere I've never been. Veg said, how about the kitchen? Now, thanks for giving me the opportunity, privilege and honour of standing here today by being your best talker. Nicky, you make a beautiful wife. I wrote that, but I definitely mean it.
She's from the Valleys! Yeah, she's a Valley girl!
Keep us Cardiff boys going. I'm very confident you will make each other very happy. From my perspective, Chris could not be marrying a better woman, and Nikki could not be marrying a better man, and I'm extremely happy having both his friends. If my throat was dry when I started this speech, it's even drier now, and I can think of no better remedy than to drink to the health, wealth, and eternal happiness of the newlyweds. So, now as a man who will drink to absolutely anything, I'd be grateful if you could all raise a glass for a couple of toasts. The first, which is customary at such occasions, to girls with big tits.
Girls with big tits.
Please remain standing. Oh, you should be standing. Please remain. Stand up. Please remain standing. To Chris and Nikki, may all their ups and downs be between the sheets. Ladies and gentlemen, a toast to the bride and groom.
Bride and groom.
As we've done, don't do that voodoo that you do so well. Thank you.